Good morning. Today is March 5th. This is the meeting of the Board of Assessment Appeals for hearings. The time is 10 a.m. We're ready to begin. Present before us are Camille and Gregory Carrero at 999 Merwin's Lane. They've already been sworn in, so we're ready to start the appeal. Let's see now. The town's value for your property was $1,572,000. You're asking for an amount of $1,284,000. Okay. So, what would you like to discuss with us about the property?
Well, first of all, I thought I was, looking at the current values, but what I'm really trying to challenge is the last time it was assessed back in October of 19 to October of 2020. So I had a real estate agent help me pull up some of the comps during that period.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I pulled up some other ones too that I found.
Okay.
But basically, everything was selling much lower than what I was appraised at or assessed at during that time period. So I just thought I should be, in line or in the ballpark with those other homes. The ones that the agent helped me with are much larger, with pools, just better properties, and they all sold for in the 1.2s, 1.3s. So it just, I don't know, I thought it made sense that I'd be somewhere similar.
What are some, can you read some of the...
Yeah, you want to just read them out loud? So
Okay,
yes, I mean...
I'm going to read them all out loud.
Also, Helene can respond in, yeah.
yeah.
I'll just do a summary. We can just do a summary.
Okay, so you want to give us a quick overview of your property,
So,
from a square foot and,
Yeah, so my property is roughly 4,500 square feet. The 70 Burwood Common is 7,365 square feet. We both have finished basements. I believe they had more land, similar, but I have more like wetlands and slope property. Theirs is more level. Just think overall, theirs is a better property. Sold for $1,284,000 during the time period.
okay.
I will just say that.
And Burwood Common, that's a cul-de-sac.
It's cul-de-sac up Burr Street. On the
Right.
left. We go up.
And you're on Merwin?
On Merwin's, yeah.
Okay. Close enough?
It's close enough. I mean, as far as like,
I mean, this is actually a better,
Yeah,
I would argue that Burwood Common
Right,
is
it's a
a
better
better.
better property, better location.
Location.
Property, yeah.
Closer
So-
in.
Not as far up. Okay.
And you both
Net.
have similar, you both
Yeah,
have
I
And
similar.
it's, what was the sale date on the Burwood Common?
6/14/2000.
In 2019, okay.
But if we keep going in there, you'll see one that's much
Okay.
closer to the October 1 date.
Okay. Aspetuck Falls,
Yeah, it closed 1/31/2020 at 1,275. 7,012 square feet. Also had a finished basement. 2+ acres. Oh, and by the way, both these properties were reassessed after their sales. The first one, Burwood, down to 964,460, and Aspetuck down to 977,200.
When was that done?
I don't know when that was done, but I did
You'll have to look them up.
I looked it up and I saw that they were both reassessed by, a quarter to 30% lower.
Okay, and Aspetuck sold
Again, much-
1/31/2020, okay.
Again, so as far as location goes,
Yeah.
that is not as desirable.
Aspetuck, correct.
It's nice, it's just that it's further away.
Far away.
Yeah.
But I thought, I looked up, I like to look at
So-
this before people
And
come in.
1373
So I can
Reading.
get an idea.
So Reading Road
And I looked
is,
at your property, and to me, it looked like it was sloping.
It
You
is.
didn't see it written anywhere, but I could see that from you could see where the deck is and where the tree height is, that that's not a level piece of property.
Right,
So I
yeah.
could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
The majority of the back is also wetlands.
Yep, yeah.
It has more of a side yard than a backyard.
Okay.
are the wetlands marked on the,
No. Well, I don't know, I don't think so, I think he's got a
on the
full,
land?
what's he got, full, Is that one?
No, just the additional acreage is reduced. The
Right.
.07 acres above the 2 acres. But he's got a full condition factor of 1 on
I see the
first one.
conservation easement on your land record.
I don't think they didn't
Is
take
this
anything
his?
off for it here.
He
Yeah.
just noted it, but they didn't
They didn't adjust for it.
Mm-mm.
So we have to look at that too.
Okay.
Looked like Ken came out in 16, but, so you purchased it recently, like,
That's it.
just before Christmas?
Right.
For $1.7 million?
Right,
Okay,
only 780, yep.
okay. And it was a rebuild or something in 14? I'm just trying to look at it. Looks like it was new
That's the other
construction in
thing.
14.
I think the original appraisal was based on what they were asking. They didn't sell it. So it was built 10 years ago. It was on the market many times. They rented it, never sold it. So I think whenever they came out, they were just, estimating based on what they were asking for the property.
That's a very good point, because I looked at that. I looked to see how many times it had been on the market, even before COVID.
Yeah.
And then into COVID, where the prices were going up and up and up.
Right.
It still couldn't sell.
What was it listed at during COVID?
I should know because it was our listing, but I don't remember. But it was listed high. It might have been listed for like $1.6 million to $1.8 million. It was a high list price. And they never got it.
Right. I
During
think
that
the
time.
last one was down to 1.5.
Yeah, and they dropped, you're right, they dropped it down to 1.5 at the end.
What's
And still couldn't get
what's the age of the home?
10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2013, I think they have on the public record, when the build date.
Helene, is that you?
It is, yeah.
Okay. We can hear you.
I'll try not to cough.
A little bit.
That's part of some of the, value, is the new, the age of the home
Right.
Mhm.
versus, like, this comp is from 2000,
Yeah, but from 10 years
and
ago,
this is 1993.
10 years is a long time, so if it was brand new or just 1 or 2 years old, that would be a huge factor because they
Right.
value new construction differently at a much higher price. So, but for something that's 10 years old and has other factors on it, then I'm not surprised that,
Right.
because it doesn't comp out with.
And I also believe that just because it's been rented out for the past 10 years on and off, there's been some damage inside of the property. You can't really say that it's a new construction anymore.
Right,
This
it's
was a
not
decade.
pristine.
So there's been some wear and tear inside the home, so there needs to be repairs in 10 years, so.
Okay?
When you guys bought it, was it on the market for a long time? When you bought it for $1.7 million, right? Or almost $1.8 million.
Yes,
Right.
Yeah, they put it back on the market in May of last year, and it sat.
it had been on the market, we could pull it up when we do deliberations, but I'm gonna say at least 6 or 7 times throughout, before you guys got to, before 2023.
Okay.
And it kept coming up, they just never sold it. So, Helene, I don't know if you're following with the piece of paper or not, but we're doing the appeal for 999 Merwin's Lane.
Yeah, I'm just looking into that now.
Okay. If you have any questions,
Thank you.
speak up, just butt in.
Okay, I will.
So I'm just struggling a little bit with, your ask price is $1.2 million, right? And that you paid, and that you paid $1.7 million for it, so that's it.
Okay,
Hold on, that doesn't even, we don't even have to discuss it.
I'm asking to explain now.
He doesn't have to explain it, you don't have to explain, that happened in 2023, we're looking at 2019 to 2020 and possibly a little into 2021.
Right.
Yeah,
What you paid in 2023 has nothing to do with what we're discussing today.
Right.
so it's appreciated about $500,000 in the period of time.
COVID.
Yeah.
Everything,
Okay.
COVID.
Your purchase price has nothing to do with this.
Right.
Okay. And what you submitted for paperwork, because I did look at what you sent, there were
Yeah.
some comps and stuff in what you sent, but you're sort of staying away from what you submitted and want us to consider what you brought in from the broker instead?
Well, I kind of,
Those comps were newer, weren't they?
those comps
They
were
were.
what the appraiser did when we bought the house.
So those
Got
are
it.
not
And they were all appraised somewhere in that 1 million to 1.2 range, and they all sold for more than my house. So how does
Yeah.
that make sense?
The town had them at a very low appraised rate compared to what they sold for.
Compared to what we were.
Right, right.
That's what I was going with that. But
Got
then
it,
I
okay.
realized that I'm really challenging that 2019
Exactly.
to 20 time period. And I'm finding all these homes that are better, that are selling for less than what I was appraised at. I mean, this last one on Reading, again, larger with a pool, with a better yard, I had a putting green too.
Yeah.
And they only got 1.25 for it.
I noticed most of the comps you brought, the square footage is much bigger,
Right.
because that's the way, that's what's
I
sold.
did find one on Merwin's kind of diagonal to us, 4,300 square feet, sold for $915 and $715 2020.
Okay.
What was the address of that one?
920 Merwin's Lane, and I know that one's got a much better lot.
Is that in this packet?
It's
The original one?
No, it's the
No.
new one I brought.
Is this the original packet?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna fold that in half, keep it in the file. We don't wanna confuse them.
So the other one you're talking about
I
is
don't-
920
I don't see
Merwin's
Merwin's
Lane?
on here.
That one right there,
Oh,
right?
okay.
I did see that
So
one.
Merwin's Lane, only got $915 for it.
Yeah, that one-
4,300 square feet. It's an older, 1985, not very old, but
Yeah, but their property is completely flat.
their property's much nicer.
Okay.
Yeah, and it backs
flatter.
into,
Woods, right?
no, it backs into, there's like a buffer, but it's all the
That
homes
farmland.
on, and the farmland over
Yeah.
there in the back,
Okay.
so.
Wayne, do you have any questions?
No, not at this time. The only question I have is how can I look at all the information in the packet?
Yeah, so it's online.
Well, this will be
So
online.
it wasn't something you sent me. I have to go to the website, I have to go to BAA website and find it.
No, right, gotta
Correct.
get
All the backup, the appeal documents are all, you gotta go to BAA. I mean, there's a link to the folder on the agenda, so if you call up the BAA agenda that I sent out, click on the link on there, it'll take you to the folder where the appeals are.
But he has provided
A lot more content.
Don't even look at
new
those
information that you don't have access to, Helene.
Okay,
Don't even
Okay.
bother with the comps that are in there, they're not the right time period.
okay.
I'll have them scan all the new stuff in so you can see it later or tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll add it to
Okay.
the file.
All right, fair enough, good.
Unfortunately, she can't be here today, so,
Okay.
obviously.
Thank God.
That's why. I'm really happy she's not.
Sorry, you do
Okay.
not
That's all
want me
right.
there.
No.
Anything else?
I mean, we could keep going through, Governors, 190 Governors Lane that sold for $1,040,000, that was 4,000 square feet. This one on North Cedar, we went through this house actually, they got 1,177,500, that was a new
Yeah.
build. They had reused the foundation, but that was 5,011 square feet.
Yeah, and North Cedar is a great
It was a really
street,
nice
Good
street,
street,
yeah.
yeah.
And what-
at the end of it.
What address on North Cedar?
410.
410. Silver Spring, they got 850, that's 4,476 square feet, that's like right in their neighborhood when we walk on.
Those are all in the packet. All these-
These are,
The ones he's going through over there, right? That's what he's reading
Yes.
from, what you
Yeah,
have.
and
Okay.
then, 1566 Bronson Road, they got 999, that was 4,228 square feet, so, again, these all sold during that time period.
Okay, I have no more questions, because I reviewed this a couple of times before we got here, so I was just, waiting to see.
No, and thank you for doing it, this way when you realize
Yeah.
2020 sales. It's very helpful.
That's good.
As
Okay.
opposed to your first.
All right.
Right, because otherwise you get with the wrong things, and then we
Right,
have to
right,
say,
right.
well, it's not right,
Maybe have you do a little video on telling people how to appeal.
Okay. Right, so now next week, the board will meet, after everybody's appeal, the board will meet separately, privately, and we'll discuss them. And we'll make a decision, and then you'll get a letter from the assessor's office as to our decision. If you're not satisfied, you can go to court. And I would recommend, we have three choices. We could say yes or no, or we could give you part of what you asked for. Okay? If you're not satisfied, you can go to court. If it were me, I would go to court. I'd pay the money and go to court. Because what we're looking at, you have to look at it in the big picture. You pay for the lawyer, you go with a lawyer, and the town will drag it out forever, try to run out of money and they win. But the thing of it is that we're going to be doing a reassessment coming up now, starting in April.
Right,
And then this is going to be your base if you
Right.
don't win, and then it's just going to be that much higher.
right.
So I think my personal advice would be, go for it, go to court. If you can. If you can afford to go.
Only got 2 years left on it though, this year and next year.
Yeah,
Then he's
but
going to be reassessed, then you have to start the process all over.
Right.
I mean, the most beneficial time to go to court is
very first year, because then you get 5 years of.
That you get, right, you get, that's true, you
They
get
didn't
5
own it,
years.
though.
But,
That's right, for them, it's not relevant.
that's one, and she's right, that to get the most bang for the buck that way.
Right.
But if you do it before you get jacked up again, your base is low. It's gonna be a percentage, it's gonna go up a
Right,
percentage.
they're not gonna raise that, I mean, you could make the argument, I mean, especially down here at the beach, you can raise that 150% if you had to.
Right.
You know, if you wanted to make it current market value, but.
So 50% of $1 million is, you know, a lot worse than 50% of 500,000.
Exactly.
You wanna set yourself up when you're not-
You
yeah.
wanna set your base the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could even make the argument based on these newer comps, what I had originally wrote on there, 1,284 could be lower, because that was really
Well, that's up to you.
the higher end of these comps, I mean, you know.
You can change it while you're here, while you're here. You can make it lower if you want.
Yeah, I would say, 1.2, really, I mean, we're looking at,
I just initial that, I changed it for you, but this way, it's clear that it was your change. Very good. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
You guys have anything else?
Good, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Coming out in the rain. I'll take those hearing sheets if you need them.
Okay, so I'm on the assessment appeals page. Where is the,
Minute, hold up,
sorry, I'm a
hold
little,
up. I'm sorry, Helene, we didn't get that.
I'm on the assessment appeals page. Where am I finding the, all the files on
Are
this?
you in File Cloud? Did you go to the File Cloud page, like, or are you on the main website?
My head is in a file cloud, so please walk me through this.
Well, you know, all I did was
Sure.
I just followed it down. There's a thing that says, files and documents. You go down and it says something about this year's assessments or new, something around
Available
it.
documents,
I need to know if you look in your web browser, are you on fairfieldct.org, like the main website,
Yeah,
or does it
yeah,
say like
yeah,
filecloud.something,
yeah.
something?
No, I'm on.
Okay.
I'm on, yeah, file.
Are you
I'm
on-
in fairfieldct.org.
Okay, are you on the BAA homepage yet? No.
Yeah, I'm on the assessment appeals page.
Our board page. Okay, but you're on like the home.
Yeah, assessment appeals page.
Okay, and does it say like who's on the board and all of that? Is that what you see? Like a description of the board with the members?
No, it's a March appeals process, notice of hearing.
Okay, yeah, you're not on the right page. So, the website is so hard to navigate. Go in your browser at the top, type fairfieldct.org/BAA/agendas. /BAA/agendas.
Yeah.
And that should direct you to our agendas page.
And it's a check, should I go to BAA homepage or check agendas?
If you scroll down and find the agenda for this morning, there's a link in the agenda that will take you where the documents are. That might be the quickest way. You see today's, like, March 5th in the morning, there should be a little hyperlink next to agenda.
I could see that I checked over
Agenda, yeah, where it says more.
Nope, just click on the physical agenda link. The more button won't do it.
Okay.
Call it the agenda.
Oh, okay, right.
All right, then.
Now look at the bottom of the agenda. See the link in the agenda that says all the documents can be found here?
I'll click this outside so that.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Yeah.
Want me to go back and get it?
Yeah, go down, it's okay.
I mean,
Is it the agenda for this morning?
assessment appeals. No, I clicked on, let me go back to that page. So on the agenda, it's underneath members of the public, hearing schedules and appeal documents are available in the assessor's office. And then files and documents web page, that's the link.
And at this link, yeah, so click on that link.
All right, then,
That should take you into the file cloud where all the appeals are.
All right, so there's two things here, there's assessment appeal instructions and forms, and then current year appeal files.
Yeah, click on current year appeal files.
Okay, and then March.
And then scroll, there's a couple random documents at the top, and then as you scroll down, you'll
Backup
see.
files, March 24 appeals hearing schedule, that one.
Nope, keep going down, and then you'll see each individual appeal.
list. No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Nope, keep going.
No, there's three things, three documents. Backup
There should be
files.
more. Yeah, underneath that, there's not more, there's not like appeal
No.
1, appeal 2.
No.
Yeah.
In your
Let me check
browser,
that.
but you're in the
Just
file
here.
cloud now.
Yeah, go wherever you told me. All right, there's something in BAA appeals list. I just clicked on that. Maybe
No,
this is it. It's bringing up
that won't happen. No, the list doesn't, we
Excel
can,
spreadsheet. No.
no, we can no longer hyperlink in Excel spreadsheets to the appeal documents. You have to go physically get them on the website. It's a real pain in the butt.
No, there's only three things here. Current year appeal files. The first one is backup files. The second one is March 24 BAA appeals hearing schedule. And the third one is BAA appeals list.
Hello?
That's it.
We have a
All right,
new,
let's-
person here.
Let's just
Elaine.
move on to the next thing.
Yeah, it's in the file cloud there, but it's not easy to find. Just not sure why the agenda didn't take you there.
Okay, we're ready for our second one, Lee.
Okay. All right.
Hello?
Hello. How you guys?
Paulette, it's Carol and Kathleen, and then
Great.
Celine is on the phone.
Great.
Okay, so this is appeal number 4, 128 Penburn Drive. Did you say your Pindris?
Yes, Pindris, Antoine Pindris.
Antoine Pindris. The town values his personal property. Town value would be $2,500. The ask amount is $240. Okay, so we looked at your record and,
Then the time is
the time
Right, the
is
time at the top.
10:22.
10:22.
And he has to sign.
Yep, did they give you, oh, yeah.
Yes.
You have to swear you in. Go ahead, Carol, you can do this one, I did the last one.
Goodness me. You raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth about the information provided to us today? Is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, now you have to sign that.
Okay. And the date?
That's it, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, great, thank you. I'll take that from you. Okay, so your appeal said that you were, you registered with a DBA
Yep,
with the town to purchase wholesale products online.
correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just what you're doing, purchasing?
Yeah, it was, I can explain my situation. I was just,
Yep.
DVA, I registered with the town of Fairfield, just to, purchase wholesale products online and everything. And then I got this, not the bill, but the personal property assessment change, within the gross assessment, $2,500. And, I was a little confused. I thought it was just, I think from what I understood, it's just a personal property. That's actually my parents' place. I don't even live there anymore, 128 Pembroke Drive. And but I believe that what I was seeing here was that they think this was like a store location or whatever. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's just my parents' place, at least that property, right? And I was just literally purchasing products online. That's all it is. And
For personal use or for resale?
for resale, yes.
Okay, so technically you're running a little business, even though it's
Yes.
not out of a commercial location?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Now, where do you live now? You still in Fairfield?
No, I live in Black Rock, Bridgeport now,
As of when?
as of November.
Of 2023?
Yes.
Right. Okay, well,
So then what is the value, what are you valuing as $240?
So
Yeah.
I went down and I believe I spoke with Karen. I talked with her and she said that, we had gone through all the forms and everything, and she said the only property that you would guess would value would be your computer, since I'm using my computer to run it.
Right.
my little business that I was doing, which I don't even really do anymore. So she
Right.
just had the computer, and then we did like depreciation based on, how much I paid for the computer at the time, which was, a few years ago, and then
I
depreciate
see.
maybe 40%. So that's basically.
So that's what the 240 is,
Yeah.
the value of your older laptop. Okay.
Correct.
So you buy the products online,
Correct?
and then you resell them at a profit, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Because it would be the point if you didn't get a profit.
Yeah. I sell them online, yes. Usually through eBay or whatever.
So Karen downstairs helped you?
Yes, correct.
She helped you do the forms?
Yes, correct.
So we didn't get a copy of your top, is that the notice from the town that
Yes,
says
this
the
is
values?
yes.
I emailed Michelle this morning, asked her to,
Yes, I did speak
so
with.
the gross assessment was $250, you got a $500 penalty.
So doesn't it
for late-
default to is that?
25, it's
that's a
usually
default.
3,000, yeah. We used to call them the 6250s, because they used to default them to 5,000 with a $12.50 penalty, right? So that's why we call them a 6250.
Okay,
Looks like now they're defaulting them to 2,500 and
right,
putting on a $500 penalty. So we would call
because
it
it wasn't filed.
I'm guessing you didn't file
You
in
didn't
time,
file.
right?
So that's what I was confused about, is filing, when is this supposed to be filed? And this is just general, like tax filing or what?
Every year, personal property filing, you have to file by whatever the date is. Is it November 1st or something? For the grand list of October 1, 2023.
Return required by November 1st,
Right.
2023.
So if you
Yeah,
were
it's the
still
personal
living in
property of your
Fairfield,
business.
Okay,
and
gotcha,
you were, since you didn't move until
Yeah.
November, it was what you would use last, right?
gotcha.
Okay.
I don't think it matters where he lives, it's where the business is.
Where,
So it
so
matters
still
now
running,
because he's not in Fairfield
are you
anymore,
still
so we
running the
can't do
business
this.
out of your parents' house, or are you still running it out of your own place in Black Rock now?
I mean, I pretty much first of all, I don't even really do much with the business
Yeah,
anymore, but I basically live in Black Rock now, so I don't run it out of my parents' house, I guess if you could say that, yeah.
But you used to? Or where
I-
was the item shipped when they got shipped to you?
Yeah, if they were shipped to my parents.
To your parents?
Yeah.
And that's still the case?
I mean, I don't use it anymore, but I guess if I did ship stuff, yes, it would still
It
be.
would go there,
Yeah.
okay.
When was the last time you had anything shipped, do you remember?
Oh, God. Probably maybe December, January.
Of this year, January of this year?
Yeah, I guess.
2023.
Yeah. Yeah, December 2023, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it sounds like he didn't file, that's why he got the notice. Then he did
Right.
go and fill out the paperwork with
Yeah.
With the-
Karen.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
it makes
and you
sense,
signed it, right? Because
yeah.
I think the one that's in there is not.
Yeah. If it
It's
makes
got the
sense,
signature on it.
I did, as of recently, like maybe a few weeks ago, I did go to I don't know if this counts, but I did go to the Department of Revenue Services, Connecticut State, and I did do a filing there. Is that what we're talking about here, or is that something separate?
This is separate, I
That's
think.
the sales and use
Yes,
tax
yes, sales and
thing?
use tax, so that's
Yeah.
something separate?
Yeah,
Yeah. But what I saw online was that the form you filled out with Karen downstairs,
Yes.
where you valued your computer at $240.
Yeah.
Did you actually sign that and give it to them? Or did she just say, this is what you should do, and then you walked away
No,
with
it's-
it?
No, I signed it and everything.
You signed it and gave it to them?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think she made a
So it's basically
copy
like
of
the
it.
late
There it
file.
is right here.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't, for some reason, I thought the one I saw was not signed. They're
It's
doing it
fine.
different this
Yeah.
year. Paula used to write the amounts in the column on the right, so it was very easy to see what they had done, so.
Okay.
Okay, so we can't waive the penalty, we don't have the right by statute to waive the $500. But it's not a $500 penalty, it adds $500 for you to be taxed on. So it's very different. Some people come in and they're worried that they owe $500.
Okay.
No, it's, instead of your property being valued at $2,500, if we approve this, your property will be valued at $240,
Mhm.
and then we tax $500. Whatever
So it'd be valued at
20% of
740,
$240 is on top of the $240. I think it's 20%, right? Is that the
I think it
penalty?
was 20.
Yeah,
20,
so we'd add
25.
another 100, whatever it is, on top of that. So you would be taxed on $200, $300, whatever that amount is,
Okay.
Instead of being
Very
taxed on
different.
2,500.
or $3,000 with the penalty, right?
Well, right, because 500 is,
You would have been taxed on
Right.
$3,000. Now instead, if we approve it, you'll be taxed on $300,
Okay.
about that.
And that's a state, we don't have anything to do with that.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
by state
We can't
statute.
wait.
We
and then
cannot
every
waive
year, you need to continue to refile.
Mhm,
Yeah,
okay.
and
Or
if you're
close
not-
your
'Cause
business.
yeah, or close it out, because
Gotcha.
you're gonna continue to get
Yes,
the.
You're gonna get,
of
you'll
course.
close it
Yeah,
out,
and
you're gonna do it open in Bridgeport, because you don't have,
Yeah,
if you're not doing it from here anymore, you don't owe us
Yeah.
anything.
gotcha, okay. So moving forward with this, I still have to file this and,
I think you did, right? If you signed it and gave it to Karen,
yeah,
you gave her a copy. It's a
Yes,
late
yes,
copy, but you
yeah.
gave her a copy.
exactly, yes, correct,
That's it.
okay.
And
And
you
then-
went through it with her, so we appreciate that. She helped you value what you have, so the numbers, are what you're saying they are, and she helped you ask all the right questions, so I think that's good.
Okay,
Do you
And
wanna
then-
go through next steps?
yes.
Yeah, the next steps are simply that we'll meet next week independently from any of the taxpayers and make decisions on all the appeals. You'll get a letter from the tax department downstairs, the assessor's office.
Okay, so I'll get a letter and then.
And then
that'll
I'll
give me
go
the
through, it'll
next
tell you
steps.
what you owe and stuff like that, yep.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Set?
Thanks for coming.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, I
Nice to
appreciate
meet
it,
you.
yes,
Good luck.
yes, thank you.
Did you have another appeal or no?
No.
Just appeal the one, right?
Yeah, that was it.
So nothing, so should that new stuff be scanned in, or is that was already part of the?
I
Thank
wanna
you.
check with her, but I think, thank you.
All right,
You're
thank you,
set.
guys.
I think that's all done, and we can check to make sure that they have it, that he filed.
I did ask Michelle to print out
Hi,
a
come in.
copy of the, whatever that sheet was he showed us.
And your name?
I think
Okay.
that's helpful to know that it's who's talking assessed, who's talking,
Do you
Bridgeport
think anything
Hospital?
needs to get scanned in, or no? Do you think?
not if it was all
There's two.
scribbled in.
Yep.
Just
Yep, they're all in a row.
Forget it.
the 240 is appraised, not assessed. Am I right?
I don't know about that.
Yes, that's what I
Yeah,
understand
so we
it
have
to
to
be.
pay
Ready?
70% of that to come up with the, right?
I don't think they do.
Yeah, she usually does it on the, Paula used to do it on the sheet. It's still 70%, I'm pretty sure, for personal property. I know, I'm
Remember.
having a brain freeze, but, because that's why I asked to see the notice, and the notice says 2,500 assessed. But he probably put 240 appraised.
We know he meant appraised, yeah.
Yes, and
Okay.
so,
Let's double check
they,
that.
yeah,
Is the
that's,
personal property also, that whole 70%, the
I
way
think so,
real
but I'm not
estate
sure.
is? Okay.
see, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so we'd take 70% of the 240, and then the
Okay.
penalty goes 20%.
We don't have to worry about it, because all we have to do is approve it or disapprove it, and they can figure it out.
No, we have to.
No, we're gonna have their help for personal property, so.
Well, we
can
do
right
the-
there.
We have to say whether we're talking in appraised or assessed dollars when we
Whatever.
record the decision, that's all.
Yeah.
Moving on, I have no time for that. Appeal number 7, 8, and 9, in that order. Mr. DiCaprio is here on behalf of Bridgeport Hospital, and Northeast Medical Group. And it's appeal number 7, 8, and 9. We'll do them in order. I'm Paula Kuzo, this is Carol Langland, Kathleen Griffin. And one of our
Hi.
members is not feeling well, so she's on the phone, that's Helene Daly.
Okay.
We need to record the time of
We
the,
didn't start yet.
oh,
Now I'm ready.
sorry. Okay.
All right.
Do we have the
So,
hearing minutes?
this is appeal number 7. It is 10:37 maybe, I'll say that. Okay. They gave you something to sign. Oh, are you an attorney?
I'm not.
Okay, then you must raise your right hand. We have to swear you in. We'll just do the one swearing, it'll be for all three, okay?
Yeah, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in regard to your testimony today?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll ask you to sign that, just sign it, and I'll put the date and sign it myself. Two. Okay, so appeal number 7 is for, on behalf of Bridgeport Hospital, the town value is $63,340. Your asked amount is,
Exemption.
oh, because you have the value here as 223, and, okay, well, I have to read the value in and then we get through.
Okay.
The ask amount is $223,495. Let's see, okay, so now you're asking for an exemption based on,
Well, based on the fact that we're 501c3, we were granted exemption in the last quadrennial year.
I'm sorry, in the last what year?
quadrennial year. This 2023 grand list is not a quadrennial year that we had to renew exemption. That's not coming until next year, I believe. So we don't understand why it was taken away. It should not, because when you're exempted in that quadrennial year, it
So
should
it
last.
runs for this.
So we did speak with the assessor, who basically said that it appeared to be an error. We still had to appeal because he I think was away and not able to handle it before the appeal. So so we're here just to, to explain the situation and that we think this should be exempted.
Now, the equipment that's on that site, that's off campus, right? That's not,
So,
okay. And the equipment on that site is medical?
all medical.
Medical. Like what kind of equipment? X-rays?
Yeah, sure. So I have a listing.
Oh, okay.
It seems as though maybe there was a switch between the two, because I have the urgent care center.
Yeah, something's not right because they have the town value at 63,000 in
Your
your
value
form
is
at
200 and something.
223, whether
And
that's
then the
appraised or
other-
assessed.
Yeah, I think
Oh, the
we got
switch?
Did
swapped.
they swap it out?
I
You
don't.
think so?
I
Okay.
don't know. So I have the urgent care as having.
Sorry, which one's the urgent care? Is that the Stilson Road first
Hilton
floor?
Road, first
Okay.
floor. I have at about $223,000 worth of equipment.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what she's saying, 223,495.
Right, but on this urgent care assessment form, it shows the 63,000.
Yeah, that's why I wanted copies of those. Right. And that's that address matches and everything, the property
Yeah.
location?
But then the radiology, which is the next one.
Yeah.
Is showing 226, so I think
They
might
have them backwards, okay.
And so what we really have to do then is change it on the form, because in the file was the right one.
No, they have it
No.
wrong in their database, it looks like.
The assessor.
The
has-
assessor has it wrong. But we just don't have copies of those.
So this is showing for urgent care.
And that's the 309 still, right.
But what we reflected on our property tax declaration is property at about 233.
Okay, oh, I see, yeah.
And so the,
23.
223, 4 something, I can see.
yeah,
490.
and so the second one is, the 425 Post Road location? That's the one that's confused with, or is it confused with the 52 Beach Road? You said they were backwards.
No, I think the 425 and the 309 person.
Okay.
So for the 309 Stilson,
Mhm.
the town has the wrong thing. Okay.
She's claiming much more.
Well, there's a 627,938 on the, number, Appeal 8 for the requested value. Is that accurate? Like, I can't get my internet to come up, so I can't see her appeal. But look at the appeal and see what the amount is on number 8.
Open the other one up.
This
So, you're right.
matches.
425 Post Road, Bridgeport Hospital, radiology.
Mm-hmm.
I have assets declared about 628,000.
627.
Yep.
And the town has 226.
The town is showing 226. Let me see if that's the appraised, that 70% value.
Oh my God.
This is an easy fix, I can see it already. I gotta figure it out.
Okay.
But she's confident that what you filled out on this cover sheet is accurate for what the value, for your opinion of, I can't even speak today, of fair market value for the two properties, the 223,495
How
And-
those were filled out was correct.
was correct. Okay. And that's fair market value, not appraised value, not assessed value,
Correct.
when you filled it out. Okay. So that's those are the two numbers that we know are accurate that they think that those properties are at.
Mhm.
Right. The requested values are correct. And so the only question I have about, you said that you were previously exempt.
Correct.
Okay.
And so that exemption should last through the quadrennial timeframe, that 4 years. So every 4 years, you reapply
Right.
For exemption.
But you've had it in the past. It's not like, and when did Bridgeport Hospital buy these, properties or locations?
So,
I think the laws, was in the Rossage laws changed in like 2015 or something?
yeah, but
16?
That takes us to 2009.
These were owned prior to that?
these were owned prior.
Okay, so that was the real
19, and we
question
have to
we
do it
had.
again.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and you'll see, I mean, even on the assessor's form, last year, we had the exemption.
Yep.
Yeah,
And this year, we don't.
okay,
But again, it's not a quadrennial year, so.
yeah. And he didn't say I took them away from you on purpose. He didn't say that.
No, it sounded, from the conversation, it sounded like an error.
Record.
Okay. Yeah. And that's the case for both of these.
So if the town does have these values wrong, we will use the values that she's testified
Right.
to, right? When
Right.
we grant it, and then if they're exempt anyway, it's not gonna it'll go to zero, but at least the town will have the right value on your personal properties.
So I don't know what's wrong, but we do have what was actually, we filed our property tax declaration on the website. So I don't know if there's some issue with,
Oh, I don't know, that's a good question.
like the website.
How it got merged, you mean, and how it got attached?
How it, yeah, because,
Yeah.
you know, what we put in is obviously not what's
Where did that
coming
come
out of the system, so.
Okay.
We'll make sure, I wanna make sure that it's accurate for
Yeah.
your sake as well as for.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions on that one?
No.
And that's appeal, what, 7?
That's appeal number 7. Helene, anything? Did we lose Helene?
We may have.
I just fallen asleep. Okay.
No, sorry, I had muted myself because I was coughing. No, I have no questions.
We're together.
Yep,
This is all 7.
yep. Appeal number 8, moving on with the same applicant, is 1042. Okay. All right, appeal number 8, 425 Post Road, owner is Bridgeport Hospital. I don't know what the real value is, because there seems to be an error between the two properties, but you're saying that your value is $627,938, according to this.
Yeah.
Okay. And your reason for appeal is the same?
Same. Right, this is not a new location, it received exemption in the last quadrennial filing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 errors in these. One is the exemption was missed, and the second is the values were incorrect
Right,
prior to applying the exemption.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I have to ask you your name again.
Lisa DiCaprio?
D-I or D-E?
DE.
Okay. Okay. Any questions on that one? We shouldn't, because we've already been through it the last time.
No, we just confirmed that it's appraised value
Yep.
that she's requesting, not assessed. Okay.
Appeal number 9, this is DiCaprio appearing on behalf of
Wait, that's 10.
10, wrong one. Where's the-
Wait, are there 4 or just 3?
No, there's 3.
Appeal
My
number 9
mistake.
is the
Here's-
next one.
Here's
7,
number 9. I
8,
pulled it over too soon.
Okay.
Appeal number 9, DiCaprio appealing on behalf of Northeast Medical Group, it is 1144. Okay. Now, this looks like the town and your assessment of the the statement of value and the town's is the same.
This is it.
So that part's okay.
That part's okay.
It's just the exempt status.
And we're back to the exempt status.
We got it.
Okay, I see. Yes, you were exempt in 2022, you're not now, you're appealing that decision, the tax assessor. Okay, anything else you want to tell us about that?
No, I mean, you know, for Northeast Medical Group, it's, you know, slightly different because it's not Bridgeport Hospital, but, it still provides all the financial, assistance programs that the hospital, all of our hospitals provide. It accepts Medicaid, so it really functions as a part of one of our hospital outpatient location.
And that one had a 0 before as well, so the
Yes, it did.
assessor had it exempt previously, right?
Oh, 52 Beach Road, okay.
52 Beach.
Yes, it was exempt before.
Okay.
No, so this is a
2022.
new location.
Oh,
This is a new filing.
because it's,
So, yeah, so you're showing, from the prior year, there's nothing.
oh, right, I'm showing 2022.
Zero.
Right. So this is requesting
So
for
this is requesting the,
an initial exemption.
okay.
Okay, and so, but you just started working with them? No, like Bridgeport, yeah, sorry, because now I'm understanding what's going on. So just explain again, you said you just started Bridgeport Hospital. This is not owned by Bridgeport Hospital. It's owned by Northeast Medical Group
This
owned
is a Northeast Medical Group location.
location, okay.
But as part of our Yale New Haven health system, it follows all of our financial assistance policies, programs, Medicaid, all of those same types of offerings that are offered for hospital patients. And these community locations really are to help the community from having to go to a hospital. You know, it's more centered, they're able to go closer to home, which is an added advantage, we think. So we had requested exemption as a 501c3, Northeast Medical Group is a 501c3, and it was denied. So we're asking for that to be reconsidered.
And the assets here, I mean, it's obviously not the entire Northeast Medical Group asset, so how
No,
are
it's
you?
just for this location.
But what's I don't have the sheet
So there's
in front of me.
about
What's valued in the
21,000.
21,000? That would be considered yours as opposed to what they would file, right? 'Cause don't they have a whole separate filing or no? Northeast Medical?
This is their separate
This,
filing.
okay, this
for
is them.
location.
They
This
don't
is
have
them.
nothing. This is their whole thing. Okay.
Well, so Northeast Medical Group has probably 150 locations
Right.
throughout Connecticut. And so this is one location that's in Fairfield, 52 Beach Road, and it services urology here. So here we have medical equipment that's being disclosed. And, you know,
Do
anything,
you have lab services there too?
there could be, but at this particular suite, it's just urology.
Okay.
It's just urology though,
Okay.
versus the others.
There could be other suites, so we've always been told to file per suite. So even if there's 3 locations in the same building, we file per suite. That's how the assessors have asked.
So small.
Okay. That's fine.
And are all the other ones exempt? So you must have, Northeast Medical must have other suites in there.
So they have other locations in Fairfield. I believe there's more potentially at 52 Beach, but I believe they are exempt.
The other
in
ones.
Fairfield.
But this one is new to you.
This
You
is-
just started, they just joined your network? Sort of.
Correct, this is
That's how it
a new filing, so,
Okay.
yeah, so it's an initial, so even though it's not a quadrennial year, in that initial year, we have to file,
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay.
All set?
Yeah.
Wayne? Okay, thank you very much for coming in. Now, what the process is, we'll deliberate this next week, and then you'll get a letter from the assessor's office as soon as it is.
Great. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you.
Have a good day. Nice to meet you.
too.
Break?
Do you want to pause the recording?
Yeah, we can pause it.
Okay, so it's 10:48 a.m. and we're pausing the recording.
Whatever.
Do I put my name down?
I'll do that for you.
Okay.
And we are back live.
It is 11:42.
I was about to say that. It's
Okay.
11:42 a.m. Okay. All right. We have appeal number 10, 1330 Post Road, suite number 8, Balanced Being Consulting LLC.
Counseling.
Counseling. Oh, yes, counseling, excuse me. Maybe just wasn't blocking my vision. I did, let's see that. Counseling. Melissa Fulvio is here on behalf of them to talk about her appeal. The Town's value is 2,500, which is usually the standard value that they place, and the, your ask amount is $300. Anything I forgot?
Anything, no.
Okay, so that's basically it. Okay, so, what can you tell us?
Okay, so I started, I'm a social worker and I started renting space in Fairfield, in July. And so at the time, the person who was in that space was also a therapist, and left her furniture for me in the office. So from what I understand, the depreciated value of the furniture kind of came up with a number. It's older furniture. The one thing I did purchase, this year was in July. I put down it was about $38 because it was from memory, but I found the receipt and it was $34, so I overestimated just a little bit. So a shredder.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in talking to Michelle too, I had purchased I have a laptop that I use, that I purchased in 2016. It's 8 years old. So we came up with, from what I remember, it was about $1,200, and then she helped me kind of figure out what the depreciated value was.
So it wasn't depreciated value?
Was $240, I believe?
You bought it in
It's
2000
on her.
I don't have it yet.
Yeah, it's right there, sorry.
So you bought it in 2016?
And that's when I started my private practice. That's when I started.
That's like 8 years old.
Yeah.
And she says it's worth how much?
$240.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was, I don't have it in front of me. Well, no, line number 16 had $111 on it?
Yeah.
Is that, and the shredder is in addition to that 111, or the shredder's in that?
Okay. Again, I put $38 because it was just off the top of my head.
Now we'll take it down to 34.
Okay, so let me take a look. So is that number 16 on the?
Yeah, and
on
I
the deck?
apologize for the
No, it's
Don't worry
okay,
about
I'm
it.
just trying
She was
to
helpful in trying to figure this out.
reconcile it,
Because I was-
okay. Oh, I see, and then $75 for the,
Just
For the
furniture
furniture.
that was left that I did not purchase, but
okay, so it's a total of 111 here,
111
right?
was what we came up, yeah.
Okay, but you
So-
want to change that by $2 to 109?
That's fine.
Well, wait a minute,
I
what
mean,
about
if you don't need to, but I'm
It
just
was
saying.
$38 for the shredder, no,
This is
$34.
the-
It was 34,
But you said 38.
I said 38 when we did it.
So
'cause
take
it-
4 off for the shredder.
Well, but then I got depreciated.
It's depreciated. on
She's
top of
okay.
that.
The reality, she's not going to get a bill anyway because they're so low. They don't bill under 2. Once it's reduced, you won't get a
Okay.
tax bill. So, I mean, we can go back and forth about it, but next year when you fill it out again, just put the right value. and
Yeah, I'm
you'll-
sorry.
No, maybe you'll have nicer equipment and you will get
Is
a
it
tax
that you
bill.
didn't file, is that, again,
So-
because the 2,500
She filed 0 is what?
I didn't quite understand, because I thought, and then when I came in with Michelle, she walked me through it, and I still wanted to appeal because it's not worth, in my opinion, $2,500.
Right.
It's that.
No, it's
Yeah.
I'm a talk therapist,
default.
so, yeah.
It's a default amount.
You don't
You
file,
have
you
to.
just don't
Okay.
for that.
So this part of it, it looks like, you did file, you just filed 0, right? Something like that. So they said, can you, I
So then I think I had to go back in and then.
and do another
yeah,
one.
And
So
like
can
I
you
said-
just, if you sign this one, that's
Okay.
helpful for us. It's your name is typed, but not signed.
File 0, or you're gonna end
You
up.
have to-
Yeah, you have to
And
file
this is my
something.
first ever experience, and now I
Right.
know, and she was very helpful downstairs, and.
Well,
No, but I mean, it would be
Far be it
helpful to say,
far be it
if you
from the
put
town to
0,
help you.
you're gonna
Yeah.
get $2,500.
We wouldn't want
Plus
to tell
a
you in
penalty.
advance, because you
Yeah.
might, if you weren't bright enough, you'd pay the 2,500, so we definitely want that money.
And so then if it's okay with you, can we change the requested value to equal what you filled out on your form to the
Yes.
111 plus the 240,
Mhm.
right? Would be
Okay.
351 as opposed to 300.
So why do you think your computer's worth $240?
That was the number that she came up with.
I don't think it's worth that much. I don't. It's how many years old? I mean,
I bought it in 2016.
I mean,
I'm surprised it's still running.
yeah, really.
I'm surprised too.
Look at this one with the cracks.
I know.
The 2013.
Well, let me say this. She told me,
Wow.
just so I'm clear.
Dropped it
This
many
is what
times.
she
My
used on the
sister's
calculator.
actually got a new one.
I just,
I know.
I was
I don't wanna buy a
overwhelmed,
new
I didn't know what to do, she helped me, and I was like, okay.
Aggravated.
So she estimated the value at 240.
Correct.
What do you think the value is?
I don't know how much longer it's gonna last until.
I mean, you want her to change her form? She has to change her deck if she's gonna change what she and Michelle agreed to, that's all.
Did you agree to that?
I was overwhelmed, and I would put,
I wouldn't say she agreed, I'd say she was
I was.
Well,
coerced.
whatever we wanna do,
I'd say that's coercion.
I didn't think it was worth, well, when we wrote down a laptop with no remaining value, it's 8 years old, so at the time I wrote that down, but I just.
So if you write no remaining value, and then they put down $240.
I mean,
Well, let's put it this way,
Your
let's
call.
put it this way.
you're
No, wait a
not
minute.
gonna get a bill, it's a question of,
Let's put it this way.
if you put so little, then sometimes they, you know, if you put that you don't have a computer at all, they're gonna say, well, you must be using a computer to do something, so you have to give some value to the, right? Which is,
$10.
so they took it down to 20%, otherwise you have to throw it away. That's the minimum value on the, according to the IRS 168 codes.
So it's like once you hit a certain.
Prior years,
lower, is that
exactly.
what it
So
is?
if the original
knows?
value was 1,200, once you get to less than 2020, they say it's worth 20% of the value of the computer, and that comes out to 240. So that's probably why Michelle did it. You can never say zero unless, and not be using it, because it has some value to it.
So what if you said like $15 or $20? That's a value. It still has
There's a
value.
depreciation
Still-
table, I don't know.
Okay, well, that's,
Maybe a conversation for another
okay.
day.
No,
Yeah,
no, I'm happy with the conversation now, but we'll leave it for
but we
now.
don't have the answers.
I have the answers, but that's okay. Well, we'll go on. We'll go on. I have the
Okay,
answers.
so
but-
if you can just have her change the front sheet to the 351, the 240 plus the 111, what, did you, that sheet where you, no, your minutes, the hearing
Is
minutes.
this your copy?
This is my copy.
Yeah,
Oh,
the hearing minutes. If
Oh,
you
God,
just-
yes, we don't want that to be wrong.
Okay, sorry.
Well, that's what goes in the
God
minutes.
knows, we want this to be exactly
Let her ask him out.
Exactly 350, can it be, is that what it is?
351.
Exactly 351.
351
If I
is
give her the dollar, can we just leave it at
111
350?
plus 240 is 351.
Okay.
The math all works.
I'm not in the mood today to get the town money, so.
She won't have to
Every day.
pay under $10, so she should be good.
Okay?
You don't tell me she doesn't have to pay. If we find out later she has to pay, I'm not gonna be very happy, but whatever you say.
It will be on the 240 plus the 500 penalty, 70% of that. And if that value, at the mill rate of 27.1. So if that ends up being less than $10, the
Can you
bill
go to
will not
court
be
over this?
generated. Over your personal property?
Yeah,
I'm sure you can.
I would, but that's me.
What?
I would go to court, because look,
Her tax bill is gonna be less than $10.
it's the principle of the thing. She has to
Okay,
pay
stop.
$500, wait a
That's
minute.
enough.
She's getting a fine of five,
She's-
the value
I
of
think we
$500
understand.
added in for no reason. It didn't tell her she couldn't put zero. Not just her, anybody.
The penalty.
It's just the
Her penalty
principle of the
just
thing.
now went down to 20% of the assessed value of $351.
Right, but if you
Which
don't
is,
tell somebody on
I
the
don't
form,
$4?
you must put a value, and they put zero, then you
Not
fine them
$4.
$500, the value of, that's just not right. But I get it.
I agree with that.
It's just the principle of the thing.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Of course, I don't have to worry, I go to court with my own family lawyers, I don't go, so.
And she'll probably always file every year, so she don't have to come back here. It does.
Remember.
Oh, come on back, we'd love to have you.
Remember to file.
Okay, so you're okay with what we put on here, the 350 and that value?
They get
That value of 351 for your.
Yeah, and if she gets a new computer, then it's
Get
gonna
a new
go up.
computer, just keep the old one too.
Yeah,
Use it.
anything older
Yeah.
than 2020.
Don't use it.
Whenever it breaks, then
Get a
I'll
new computer,
get
don't
a
use
new
it for
one.
work. Do we need anything?
Or buy a
else?
used one that's from 2018, and then you can still value it at 20%, right?
Yeah, I guess I'll sell you my computer.
Okay, I'll give you mine, I'll tell you mine for $10.
Mine looks like yours.
The buttons are broken, the speaker doesn't work.
Mhm.
But
That's
it's
it.
on the internet.
Thank you. Thank
What'll
you.
happen next is, we'll deliberate it, and then
Okay.
next week, and then you'll get a notice from the assessor as to what you're actually gonna have to pay.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I gave you the, it only
I gave you the,
Yep, I got it right here, I'm gonna put it right in here.
Like all the way
All
back
in
here, it's all messed up. Yeah, the screen
Thank
probably.
you very much for coming, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed yourself.
Get it working.
She needs her own counseling appointment after
Yeah.
this.
We make it
She needs her own
easy.
counseling.
What, who, me? I'm getting my own counseling appointment. I'm serious, I would be like mean enough to go to court for that $3.
Should we
I don't
pause
care
the
if it's $1.50.
recording, or do we want to keep?
Yeah,
No, we keep it
the
up there.
conversation?
No, keep it up there.
Please.
We're back live and being recorded at 12:80. We are now at appeal number 15, 1262 Post Road, Hartford Health Corporation. Appearing on behalf of Hartford Health are
Renata Cook,
R-E-N?
ATA Cook. No, you got the end.
I got it, it's ACA, okay.
Mhm.
And
Mark Keys, Keise.
great. Okay. We need to swear you in. Did you get those, Yep, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what's the appeal number again?
Appeal number 15.
15, okay.
Town value, $2,795,030, and the ask amount is $1,891,252. I need to swear you in, so please raise your right hand if you're both going to testify.
Mm-hmm.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, regarding the appeal you're about to discuss.
Yes.
Okay, you're all set. I just need you to both sign that,
Here.
and I will sign after.
Appreciate it.
Okay, here you are. All right?
Just sign below, right?
Yeah, just sign there, and I'll sign the bottom, it'll be fine. Okay, so now, what you're saying is that the town of Fairfield has overassessed your property to the grand list of 2023. The value is including last year's estimated cost reported for the grand list of 2022 until the capital project could be done. Okay, I'll have you guys explain.
Yeah, I just,
That's a run-on sentence now.
Okay.
so, I just wanted to clarify, I think your requested value is assessed though, right? The
Correct.
$1,891,000,
Yeah.
not appraised. Most of our other
Correct.
properties they've been asking. I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, no.
So the appraised value would be higher,
So-
whatever, 70%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened last year on Grand List 2022, when we initially filed the PPD, the project was not closed yet. So we used estimates based on what was in our on the project cost. When Grand List 2023 came on board, all those assets have been capitalized, and we had the extensive list of everything that's in there. So when we did the 2021, we declared $1.4 million. No, I'm sorry. 2021, it was $1.4 million of assets, which then they appeared again on Grand List 2023. So the Grand List 2021 assets should have been removed, and everything should be reported in 2023 because that's where everything, at that time, everything was capitalized. So we feel that. And I kind of tried to prove it. So if you look at this assessment, the letter that we received last year, we were assessed $1.2 million.
Yep.
I'm sorry, that's the Grand List 2022,
22,
not
right there.
21.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you said 21, so it was, so
20
Grand List 2022 was 1.4 million?
Right, and
Okay,
that's,
No,
1.4.
1.4.
1.4, I thought is what you said.
1.4
so the assessed value was let me see. So the assessed value should have been for 2022, 983 as reported on a PPD, 550. We actually, because the project wasn't closed, so we as a tax department, we didn't even know this location existed. We were late, so there was a late fee attached, 25% of that,
25%.
Right.
kicking this up to $1.2 million.
That's
Which is
what, okay.
easy for you guys if you need.
Right.
the type of
But we're-
support.
So,
Now we're mixing apples.
right, so then what
Assessment
happened?
and appraised, but,
No, this is based on the, 70% value.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
so
Okay.
we already,
Correct.
right. So, where's my calculation on the other piece?
So you're talking, so basically, right, the $900,000 of assessed value
Yep,
includes the 25% penalty for the assessed value of 1.2 million.
right, so that was last year. So, in Grand List 2022.
Yeah, but on the deck, which boxes did you fill out that included the assets that weren't capitalized yet? Was it in box like 16, 20?
No, it was all leasehold improvements. So-
All leasehold
Yeah,
improvements?
so
Okay,
this is
okay.
strictly, I don't think there's much of anything because
Got it.
for healthcare,
Okay.
it's the parent, so usually the computers and all the other stuff would be reported on like HHCMG
Right.
Got it.
or whatever,
Other
so,
subsidiaries.
yeah, so Hartford Healthcare owns only the leasehold improvement.
Okay.
So then when I kind of tried to prove it out, this year we got, this is the assessed value, $2.7 million. But our records, because Grand List 2022 was just an estimate, and so we needed to reverse that and put everything, we put it on Grand List 2023. I don't know if that makes sense.
So she's
You're saying it
reversing-
was an estimate,
Correct.
And now we have
you
true
have
and
the
accurate.
actual.
Yep,
Correct.
so we
Reversing
reported
the estimate and
everything,
just reporting the actual.
right.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you're thinking they added them in,
Yes.
that they
Yeah,
kept it and said, you
exactly.
did that before, and now you're
Exactly.
doing
And now
this.
they're
Correct.
adding-
And they
yes.
put the
And we had a note going,
983,000.
Okay,
at the bottom, you
so
know.
that's why it's almost double.
Correct.
Exactly,
Okay.
so I feel like, and we have the support, so this is the actual, and it's very tiny, so I apologize. So this is where, from our project, that's the Grand List
Is that in our
2022.
file?
You're
this
welcome
new
to
stuff?
keep, no, this is just the support for the assets, you know.
Did
so.
you, is this new information from today, or did you already include that with the file?
We did include this piece.
You did,
Not
okay.
just the
Okay.
support, the rest of it you have.
Okay,
Right.
we have to
We'll
scan
take
in.
that.
Right,
Yeah,
you're welcome
okay.
to keep it, we have extra copies.
Okay.
Like she said, it's very tiny, so. you
Right,
might need a
so-
magnifying
This was the Grand
That's
List
okay.
2022, when we reported the 1.4 million based on estimates, and if you look at Grand List 2023, the same three assets show up in there. So,
Okay,
right?
okay, it just sounds like it was,
What we should have done, and I think going forward, we should have shown the distribution of the 1.4 on our recon, and then bringing it in. But that's the piece that we kind of missed. You know, like, when you recon here, we just added assets, but we didn't have the beginning balance. We should have shown the beginning balance from last year, distribute it out and bring it in at 2.7 million.
So because the recon wasn't done for the assessor, what we should have done was put the old value, then the addition to get it to what the total is now, but we just
Right,
put the entire thing.
right,
So the assessor just assumed that these are new additions.
right.
It doesn't include the old amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have that conversation with him, or?
Yeah.
We did, and he recommended we just comment.
So he understands
Yes.
what
Well,
the,
we did.
Well, we tried.
We tried.
I'm not
Recommend
sure.
coming to the board.
Yes.
I don't wanna speak for.
Right.
for him.
Okay.
Right.
but you've had a conversation with him?
Yes, and he recommended that we fill out the paperwork and come to kind of present our case.
Okay. Yeah, so I see the 2022 one here, right, with the 1.479.
Right,
And then the assessed value of that is 983.
right,
And then you got a penalty on it, 25%, so that brought it to the 1.2, which is, and the notice is there from the, it shows
Yep.
the last year's amount of 1.2, so that's where that came from.
What is this? Is this a what?
It's an urgent care, I'm not sure honestly, but, probably it's a specialist medical group, so it could be one of those PCs, like,
We have so many of these things that it's tough for us in the finance to
Yeah.
even know what.
Yeah.
where do you work?
We're
in
in
Farmington.
Farmington.
We used to be in
You're in Farmington.
Millington, but we just moved
Oh.
to Farmington.
Oh my gosh, you came all the way here.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a long ride.
It's worth the trip, so.
Right.
We got some like for
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, it sounds like a mistake.
Yeah, let me, I'm
And
just,
it made,
Sounds like a mistake to me. Are these ours or yours?
You're welcome to
You're
keep
welcome to
them.
keep them, we bought them.
Yeah.
You guys need to keep them.
Sounds like just an error.
I have an extra copy.
Yeah, and I kind of did a little bit of reconciliation that what happened.
That's helpful.
It kind of,
Okay.
if you take a look at it, so, well, I was.
to get to how they got their number?
Yes,
Okay.
and it's basically, I'm off by $4, which is
Oh,
probably,
that's
you know.
perfect, yep.
So basically, this is how you came up with your number right now. The depreciated value from Grand List 22, taking 70%, that would be 931.
Mhm.
And then you added the 1.86 million from Grand List 2023 to
Mhm.
come up with the
That.
2.7. So this
Okay.
piece should be removed.
Okay,
Yep.
well, that's
Got it.
helpful too.
and it's in box 24A.
Every-
I'm
yeah.
just looking at the box, and it's the
Let's
same
make a
box
copy of
on
this
both the
one, please.
22
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
2024.
We don't anticipate, there might, but we don't anticipate for healthcare owning anything other than leasehold improvement.
What would we want
I
to
wonder why it would carry over like that. Did you file online?
No, we don't ever file online, so, and I think it's because
that's
our
what
recon, we didn't show like we should have distributed out the Grand List 22
Mm-hmm.
and then put it back, you know, so that was our fault too.
Okay.
It was we did put a comment, but it's such a tiny writing, you know, it's hard to tell over there in the notes what happened.
But both of them were in the 24A line?
Correct.
Yes, all other goods? Okay. I'm not sure why they would add it in. Usually your filing, right?
Say it again?
I mean, usually every year the numbers are from scratch. That's why it's just unless they do the leasehold improvements differently. I'm not really sure. Right, I wouldn't expect it to add every year.
Not even that, every year, you'd get like $1 billion.
Right, so that's why, if you filled out 24A one way one year and 24A a different way the next year, I wouldn't think that they would add
Right.
them together.
But I really do feel that it's just that recount that kind of.
That happens there.
You know,
Yeah.
because we had opening balance that we did included on the grand list 23, and we should have removed, you know,
Right.
putting opening balance, distribute it out, and then bring in all the new additions on grand list 23, and then it would flow nicely.
Right, so because we didn't do that, the assessor
Right.
just assumed the old balance is not included.
Exactly, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, well, this is good, and this reconciliation is good.
That's helpful.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Okay.
very good.
And you have that one
you.
electronically,
All right,
that
thank you.
reconciliation? Do you have it as an Excel
We
spreadsheet?
could send it to
Oh,
you.
Yeah, you can just email it, because then they can
Yeah,
blow
and
it
I
up
can put
much
that little
easier and-
calculation too for you,
Yeah.
Dawn, but you're welcome to keep what you have.
This is fine, what we have.
Yeah, this is great.
You
Okay.
need a copy of
The
it?
what are we asking you
No,
to
the
do?
reconciliation.
What
Oh,
do you want
this
to do?
sheet.
Yeah,
Excel.
Yeah.
So I was looking at something else.
She's pulling it from there, yeah.
Got it.
I mean, this is.
Oh, so it's
fine.
handwritten now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do we need it on, do we need
No,
electronically
fine.
too? I don't
Okay.
think so.
no,
Do we
it's
need
fine.
He'll scan it, they're gonna scan it in anyway, so.
Whose
Yeah,
pen is this?
mine.
Well, thank you for coming, sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you,
That's the
appreciate
state,
it.
that's the state requirement, not ours.
Nice
Thank you guys so
Thank
much,
you.
appreciate
My
your
pleasure,
time.
nice to meet
Thanks,
you both.
bye-bye.
Take care.
Hopefully they'll have some lunch in town and a little money here,
Yeah,
right?
enjoy what we have to offer, yep.
Good reason to bring them down.
Could they?
Okay, do you want me to
No, we
pause
can't,
the,
Yeah,
hearing?
we got a ways to go, it's the next one. Okay, we're back live, it is, 1:52, I'm sorry, 12:52, my mistake. This is appeal number 28, 48 Melody Court, Kimberly Ann Collins, town's value $521,000, ask price is $475,000. Let's see, Kimberly, we're gonna have to swear you in.
Okay.
You just mark everybody who's here, okay. Did they give you a paper downstairs?
Yes.
They did, okay. Please raise your right hand.
Thank you.
Oh, no, no.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you
I
were.
was getting out of my way.
Oh.
Do you solemnly swear the information you're about to give regarding your appeal will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. And you sign that, and then hand it over, and I'll sign it too.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so you're looking for a decrease in your assessment because of some factors about your location, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you tell us about it?
Sure. So I'm in the university area, but like not. I'm basically on Black Rock Turnpike. I can hear Black Rock Turnpike, the cars. I can hear the crossing, what is it, the crosswalk
Oh, the light?
machine. Yes, beeping when people are crossing. So if I think about the university area and what the heart of it really is, I don't consider myself part of that. The biggest factor in that is that I think it was 2021, there was a roughly 30% increase in taxes and assessment value, I think. And please stop me if I'm saying any sort of terminology incorrect. This is not, it's not my bag. So, anyway, thinking about where I feel I am relevant to the university area or not, and then that 30% increase, that was quite a big jump, considering, I'm right on Black Rock Turnpike, not the true university area. Also to that, I did a little bit of digging, and I'm not sure if some neighbors did appeals following the 2021 hike, but I do see that there are a number of homes, properties, in my area. So I'm on Melody Court, which is off of Melody Lane, which is off of Stilson Road and right by Judd. There are a number of neighbors on Melody Lane, Stilson Road, that my property borders them on Stilson Road, and then by accident I clicked on someone on Judd Street. And perhaps these folks appealed their taxes and did not see that roughly 30% increase, but their taxes, I'm seeing in 2021, went up like between 6 and 17%. So again, I don't know much about this. I'm sure there are other factors. They appealed, or other factors that I'm not aware of where they saw such a smaller increase. But those properties are, again, more in line with my area in terms of being right on Black Rock Turnpike. Yeah, that's my biggest thing is thinking about my neighborhood and really where I am located.
Are you close to the condos?
Yes, Yes, so the condos are right behind ShopRite. I can actually, like, Sundays at 4 a.m., ShopRite, like, shakes my whole house. It's rather terrifying.
Why is it shaking?
I think they're doing loading dock things.
Oh.
And it will wake me up at 4 a.m. with, like, the house vibrating. So, like, that's,
God.
And I did put that in my note here. That's, like, to paint the picture of how close I am to Black Rock Turnpike.
And talk about the house, too. You're saying needs updating here.
Sure. So I bought the house in 2014 from the original and single owner. She passed away at the house in her 90s. There's something in the water there in the Melody area, by the way. A lot of the neighbors, like, really live a very long time.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I'm thrilled to be there. But anyway, so the house, my intent buying the house at a different point in my life was to come in and update it, and that's been a lot slower. So I have the original 1950s cabinets. The upstairs is the green shag, 70s carpeting. I've yet to paint like only half of the interior of the house. So in terms of updating, the house is still significantly not in this day and age, which unfortunately I've come a little accustomed to. And having, I'm a single mom to a 1-year-old and 4-year-old, so projects like that are not in my future anytime soon. Anyway, so the house is really, most of it is pretty original too. It's 1950s built. There also have not been a lot of improvements in terms of, like, I don't have a deck or a patio, I don't have sheds, I don't have a porch, those, I think you guys might call them land improvements. I don't have anything like that. I do have a detached garage, which I think was original to the home. And I guess that could bring me into my next point, is just doing a comparison to my neighboring property, which is 41 Melody Court. They have a very similar lot size. I'm at 0.4 acres. They're at 0.35. We have a very similar square footage. I'm slightly bigger than them, maybe by like 40 feet or something. I don't think I wrote it down here. Let me see if I have extra of these, if you guys like that.
Talking about the finished square footage on the 41 Melody?
Yes.
Yeah, 1444 square feet.
Okay, so they're about 50 square feet smaller than mine. They recently rented the house. There were pictures online. Their house is much more in the current century than mine.
Okay.
And they do have land improvements such as sheds, patios, an attached garage. And they're, for whatever reason, they're assessed and appraised, etc., all of the above, is just less than mine. And for such a similar property, I was surprised to see that, given I think that even though maybe I'm slightly larger than them, their house is definitely valued, I would
Later
say.
on today, if you could do me a favor.
Sure.
Text pictures of the inside and the outside to me.
Sure.
I'll get them put in your file for when we do deliberations. Here's my information.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Would you like to see every room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can. You know, if there's things that are in really bad repair, like, for example, if cabinets are really beat up, get a close-up of that, or, you know, things like that.
Sure.
I just need to leave for a minute, but I'll be back. But in the meantime, though, you send me all that.
You're also mentioning the lot itself.
Yeah, it's a pie-shaped lot, right? I looked at it on the GIS. It's kind of a big,
Yes.
and it's on a cul-de-sac.
Yes.
There's 3 houses on Melody Court,
Mhm,
right?
yes.
Yours and then Jim Gillerin, I think, is in there, but, so there's only 3 houses, yeah, on the cul-de-sac.
Uh-huh, yes.
Yeah, Jim, the Gillerin is
Jim.
a split,
Uh-huh.
41 Melody is a ranch, and you're a Cape.
And Cape, yep.
Cape. So I
Okay.
looked quickly at the values of the property, so I think I'm not right or wrong, but I think your physical house is valued higher because you're a Cape. I believe the system values Capes higher than ranches. And splits are at the
Gotcha.
bottom, you know,
Of the barrel.
irrespective of how updated they are or not, just in general, when it goes to value a house, the Capes are more valued than a ranch.
Then that makes sense. Like I said, I'm sure there are things you guys
Yeah.
calculate that I'm not even
And it's all
aware of.
We
data-driven
don't
by
calculate
computer, yes, calculated by the computer, so that doesn't necessarily take into account other things. And the same with the land value, so if your lot is slightly bigger, like the 41 Melody property, the land is valued at, $391, and your land is at $405. So
Mhm.
your land is, because it's a bigger piece of bigger parcel, you have a higher value.
And that makes sense to me, but, as I mentioned in my,
The pie's hard to work with, is what you said, right? The shape of your
yeah,
lot
my
makes it
backyard is
hard.
actually, this room is probably wider than my backyard.
There's a lot
It's
of
a
side
very
yard.
small, but yes, and it's a lot of side yard that my little kids, we can't even go, it's way off over there. So it's not really, yes, the lot itself is, acreage-wise is large, but the usable, practically speaking, I can't have a large deck or a large patio, or, it's an odd, yes, like you said, the pie shape. But that is really helpful for you to mention that, the Capes are valued higher, because I had no idea about that, and
Just
that
by the
kind of
system,
makes sense a little bit more now.
I'm not saying it's right, but.
Exactly.
Yeah, honestly, I'd prefer a ranch, one level living, and, the upstairs
Dormers,
and the
yeah.
Cape, oh my God.
Yeah, in today's
Well,
world, that,
if you're gonna shoot those pictures, you might as well shoot the backyard or the side yard as
Yeah,
well.
a couple of-
Sure,
I mean, I think there is something to be said, if you can't, if your setbacks are so close to the backyard that you wouldn't be able to put a patio or anything on there, you could only do it on the side, which of
Mhm.
course is not where one goes.
right.
Yeah, okay,
Right.
so, interesting.
And,
Do you have any comparable sales, like other properties that are similar to your home that you would say,
Yeah,
in
sales
your
for-
neighborhood? Yeah, and sometimes when, again, the computer talks about the university, that's it's called the neighborhood code, which doesn't necessarily correlate with what you think of as being close to Fairfield View. It's just a bunch of codes and they have labels.
mhm.
So, one of them is east of North Benson, and so just because it says university doesn't necessarily mean to the computer that you're close to the Fairfield View property. It's just a way that they group the best properties in town.
Right, but the reason why I bring up
The
the
land
university
value.
area is, the 2021 30%
Yeah,
increase, yeah.
right.
And I
And
don't,
that drives your land value. So, right, your land value is based on your neighborhood adjustment code and stuff. And you are correct for that.
and in terms of comparable sales, let's see here, I think I include, maybe not, 63 Valley View Road, and what is this, 5 Park Square Court, which,
Hold on, okay, I see 63. Sales of comparable building and lot size nearby. Okay, so we have the vision appraisal.
Were
mhm.
they sold in 2020, the
Yeah.
dates on them?
When was it sold?
The last 12 months,
We want to go back to November of 2020 is the sales that we're looking at, because the values as of November.
Oh, that's wonderful.
October 2020.
Oh, then that expands things quite a bit, okay,
Yeah.
Do you want to go get those?
sure.
What does this one say? Does that say?
Is this, the last ownership was 2015?
Oh,
so
that doesn't even.
These are not comparable sales of the time
Oh.
period that we're looking
That might,
for.
is that her no.
Oh, okay, I apologize for that. So,
Okay.
it's something I found on Zillow and then pulled the I did a search on Zillow of 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. I, narrowed down the square footage and the lot size.
Yeah.
And it said that this one was sold, which one are we looking at, 5 Park Square?
63 Valley
63.
View.
It says Zillow claims it was sold, which obviously that's not necessarily the.
I'm just looking on here, it says 2015.
Oh, I see sale date January 9th, 2024.
Look at the same property?
Over the
Yeah.
63 Valley View?
Yeah, let me show you what I'm looking at. Right here, this top
This is
line.
the 2023 card. Did she print out the 24 card? Look at the.
Oh, you know what? Okay, here, let me give you this.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
so
that's
weird.
I printed that on the 20th. I printed this today.
That's
How
finally updated
interesting.
the cards. I know, it's really annoying that they wait a full year when the cards are already approved.
Okay.
Really not fair on behalf.
Would you like other copies?
Yes, because this is not,
Here you go.
Yeah.
okay.
Kathleen,
I'm
do you
good,
need-
'cause
Okay.
they're gonna scan them in so we can see them.
Okay.
But I am looking in your write-up, and again, we
Yeah,
try to get it
so,
close to October 2020, but you did say a 27 still in place, sold for 415 in 2022. And you said that's a comparable, so is it like a comparable neighborhood to you and?
Yes,
lot
they are
size and
directly
house?
behind me, and because I have such a small backyard,
Mhm.
they're like literally on top of me.
27 still in place,
Yes.
and that sold for 415 in 2022.
Yes.
Okay, so even
Okay.
though it wasn't in,
yeah,
the market's gone up since then, right?
Mhm.
right.
Okay. And is that house similar to your house? Is it a cape?
It's a
on a
cape,
similar
yes.
lot? Okay.
It's a smaller cape, but it's, yes, so it's directly behind me, a cape, smaller cape. They also have a detached garage. It is not the same lot size, though. They would have a more,
Smaller.
smaller lot in comparison to
They're
most
not
of my
on a cul-
neighborhoods.
They're not on a cul-de-sac.
No, they are on Stilson Place, which loops with Melody Lane.
Yeah,
So horseshoe.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I mean, the cul-de-sac is nice if you've got kids, right?
Yes, definitely, yes. Okay, and I apologize, I was not aware,
That's okay,
when I
I mean,
needed
it's
to
not
provide it.
really, we can't really use it anyway, 'cause it's from 2024.
Yeah, okay.
Those sales.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll scan it in, but, yeah. Helene?
Yeah, no, I'm listening.
No.
We have one sick member at home, so she's there on the speaker, sorry.
Oh, no worries. And is there a deadline for me to get the pictures and 2020 sold comps to you? The
We're
desired,
deliberating next week, so.
We'll do real estate next Thursday. If you could do it by the end of the
Could
week.
you do end of the
could you do
week this week?
sure, yes, that's very reasonable. I just, if it was gonna be like by end of today, that might be a little.
No,
Sure,
no.
okay. And this is Paulette.
I mean, technically, we could get it over the weekend, too.
Yeah, I might have to do that, just like I said, I'm
Yeah,
a single mom.
Single mom with 2 kids, say no more. Been there.
Yes.
Yeah, or you can send them, did she give you the BAA address? We have an address that reaches all of us. I don't know what she gave you for contact information, but.
She gave me a cell phone number to text.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm almost wondering whether it's, well, 'cause it's easy, no, it's,
Well,
well,
then she's gotta get it
it's
to
very
everybody.
hard to email photos.
Okay, the photos would be good to text, but what about the sold comps? Would you prefer?
BAA.
BAA@fairfieldct.org.
Then
Then
it
that reaches
fits-
all of us.
yeah, it comes
reaches
to all of us.
the assessor's office, yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, and if you could just say on that email,
Appeal number.
yeah, mention your appeal,
Yeah.
your street, and that separately you have sent photos to Paula. But this is I mean, you feel free to attach the photos. I've known from my own experience, I can only get a couple of images per, email
Yes.
for 2 the resolutions are too good, our phones are too good
I
at
know.
taking pictures now.
Yeah.
So it'll only allow you to send a couple.
And I think like I have Gmail, I can't exceed 25
Yeah,
MBs, whatever.
but we're all gonna be here together, so Paulette can just.
Okay, great.
show
Yeah, and
us
I
the
think,
pictures.
one picture room, don't go crazy, you don't have
Yeah.
to send like 20 photos. If you send like 5 or 6, that's totally, that's fine. It's just, we can get a picture of what it's like,
Right.
Like your kitchen, and we said the carpeting upstairs. Yeah, and your yard.
I tell my daughters it looks like grass, the green shed.
Helpful.
It's very soft though. It was definitely good quality carpet. I can't believe it's lasted this long, but
If it was
yeah, it
bought
was
in
a quality
the 50s,
house.
Yeah.
Built by the Fortunas.
Yeah.
good house.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
Fortuna's, yeah.
All right, anything else you want to tell us?
No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much
Thank
for your time.
you.
I was so nervous. I don't like public speaking. Thank you for not ripping me to pieces.
Well, this is your time to tell us, so you're good.
Yeah, and again, I don't know, like, maybe I'm completely in line with where I need to be, but I thought it doesn't hurt to ask questions, so I
Yep.
appreciate your time,
Thanks.
and
So
good
we'll
luck
make
with...
decisions, I think, next week, probably next Thursday or into the earlier week, and then the assessor's office will, send you a letter with what our decision was.
Okay,
And
great.
so if we, if we give you a reduction, you can't come back next year. If we do give you if we don't, you can always come back next year, but then there's a reval after that. So every 5 years, you're gonna get reassessed in 2 years anyway.
Oh, okay.
So, and you can go to court if you don't like what we say, whether we deny you or not, whether you're gonna take it to a legal, that's a whole nother step, but,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, well,
I
thank
think
you
that's
so
it.
much.
Thank you.
Good luck
But
with
you'll get that
everything.
letter, yeah.
Okay.
First,
Thanks, Paulette.
make sure you send me those pictures.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. And that concludes the day.
And that concludes our hearings for today. Wayne, do you have anything you want to say before we go?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it is what, 1:11 PM?
Yeah, me and John at 11 PM.